Across second cohort.
One of this cohort was a woman with the epileptic seizures.
Now, we've already talked to your cohort about friend Lee about his criminal past.
Hey, welcome to Talkword. This is the show where we get to be word detectives, digging into the hidden stories behind the words we think we know. We're going to find out where they came from, what they really mean, and how knowing all that can make you an even better communicator. Let's jump in. All right, so today's word is one you've probably heard floating around, maybe in a business meeting, or watching a science documentary, or even just talking about your group of friends. That word is cohort. Now, I know it can sound a little stuffy, a little academic, but I promise by the time we're done here, you're going to see it everywhere. Okay, to get things started, I've got a little puzzle for you. What on earth connects a Roman soldier in full armor from 2,000 years ago, your graduating class from college, and a group of people being tracked by scientists for decades? I mean, they seem totally random, don't they? Well, the single thread tying them all together is our word of the day. Every single one of those groups can be called a cohort. So what does that actually mean? Let's break it down. All right, first things first. Before we jump in our time machine and head back to ancient Rome, let's just lock down a simple, clear answer to the big question. What exactly is a cohort? So at its absolute core, a cohort is just a group of people who are linked by something they share. It's that simple. That shared thing could be an experience, like, say, everyone who started a new job on the same day. Or it could be a characteristic, like everyone born in the 1990s. Or even a shared goal. That's the modern meaning. But to really get it, we've got to go way, way back. And this is where the story gets super cool. See, the word cohort didn't start in some dusty library or a classroom. Nope. It started out on the farms and bloody battlefields of the Roman Empire. It all starts with the Latin word cohors. Now get this, it didn't originally mean a group of people at all. It meant a place, like an enclosed yard or a pen where you'd keep farm animals. So right from the get-go, you can see that core idea taking shape, a specific, contained group. From there, it wasn't a big leap for it to mean the group inside that enclosure, a crowd. So you can literally trace the word's journey, right? The Romans, always practical, took this everyday farming word and gave it a new job in the most organized and terrifying force of the ancient world, their army. That idea of a distinct, self-contained group was just perfect for a military unit, and that use is what built the bridge to how we use it today. So just how big was one of these military cohorts? Well, think about it like this. A whole Roman legion was this massive force, right? About 5,000 soldiers. And that was split into 10 cohorts. So a single cohort was a fighting force of about 500 men. Definitely not a group you wanted to mess with. And this right here, this is the soul of the word. These weren't just random soldiers thrown together. They were a true unit. They shared everything, the training, the long marches, the terror of battle. They were completely bound together by a common purpose. That incredibly powerful sense of a tight-knit, unified group is still baked into the DNA of the word today. Okay, so let's hit fast forward. We're going to jump about 2,000 years from the dusty battlefields of Rome straight into the modern, sterile environment of a science lab. Because believe it or not, one of the most important places you'll find the word cohort today is in scientific research. You'll hear the term cohort study a lot, and what that means is scientists pick a specific group with a shared trait, our cohort, and they just follow them for years, sometimes for their entire lives, just observing what happens. It's totally different from a cross-sectional study, which is more like taking a quick snapshot. A cohort study is like watching a movie unfold over decades, just like the story of those Roman soldiers on a long campaign. All right, enough with the Roman legions and lab coats. Let's bring this word home. How can you actually use cohort when you're just chatting with your friends or coworkers? Honestly, once you start looking for them, you'll see cohorts everywhere. That class you graduated with, that's your cohort. The new folks who started at your job at the same time and went through that boring orientation with you, yep, your work cohort. Heck, even huge labels like millennials or Gen Z, they're really just names for giant birth cohorts. So check this out. Next time you're making plans, instead of saying something kind of clunky like, I'm meeting up with the group of people I did that coding bootcamp with, you can just say, I'm meeting up with my cohort from the coding bootcamp. It just sounds sharper, right? It's concise, it's smart, and it shows you know your stuff. Okay, let's pull all these threads together. We're going to do a quick review to lock this word into your personal vocabulary toolkit for good. So let's recap the 3 big ways to use it. You've got the original, historical vibe, the Roman military unit. Then you've got the super specific scientific use, a group being tracked in a long-term study. And finally, the one you're probably going to use the most, the general social meaning for any group you're a part of. 3 different flavors, all coming from that one original idea of a connected group. And that's really what I want to leave you at. Just for a second, think about it. Your own life, your family, your friends, your school, your job, your hobbies. What cohorts are you a part of? When you start to see them, you start to see the connections that shape your life in a whole new way. So that was our deep dive on the word cohort. I really hope you enjoyed it. It's such a cool word, one that literally stretches from the ancient past all the way to our lives right now. And hey, if you're a word nerd like me and you enjoy this kind of thing, I've got something you're gonna love. It's our app. It's called TalkWord. You can just type in any English word you're curious about, and you'll get a fun, clear explanation just like this one. So go ahead and download the TalkWord app from your app store, and let's keep exploring the language together. I'll catch you in the next one.